What happened? That was exciting. Correct.
Yeah, now, I had to sit down here and endure all of this thing from the good partner, Flory. I haven't seen Flory, who happened to be Winnie's daughter. I haven't seen you in about 40 years. But you're looking real good, Flory. Yeah. You know? She let me see you on the camera on her, so I can't even twist it on her. But I'll tell you something. So, this is... Oh, shucks. So, what's the purpose of this thing? I see my granddaughter had up there yesterday.
It's therapeutic. I mean, it's for kids to play with, but they say therapeutic, so it's released.
What do you mean? Is it really stress and thing?
Yeah.
What level of stress it releases?
But I would think that because if you have small stress, you use the small slime, and if you have big stress, you use the big one. That's just my interpretation.
And I feel if you have no stress, it's gonna give you stress. Because you see me right now, I stress out. Then I don't have no stress. This thing giving me stress. Oh yeah.
But look at that, Louis. You end up in real problems here.
Tell me,
No, it will come out. It will come out. That's not.
Take it easy, Louis. Let's put it in here.
so you use this for therapy?
Well, I just purchased it because I always have this happen.
Well, our grandkids love this. But this is not for grannies.
Enough for grannies.
No.
That's some patience.
Grannies can't cope with that
And
stress.
if she say it relieves stress, right? Look at that thing, no stress. Wow. Now boy.
Nadia, how often you indulge with this kind of, what is this thing again? Smudge? Sludge?
This is slime.
Slime.
Yeah. Well, I tried making it, but I wasn't successful, so I purchased it. See that one?
Actually, Nadia happens to be Flory's daughter. And we go back to the old Cora days. But of course, you don't know much about Cora, right?
Well, I grew up until the age of 9, so I have a little memory, yeah.
Of Cora?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to what we call Winnie Pool. Remember Winnie Pool?
Winnie Pooh.
That's right opposite to where Winnie lived. You go down the hill.
In the valley, yeah.
So, Louise, I was asking Nadia a while ago, what would she like to see on our channel?
Nadia, you can have fun.
Thank you.
This is stress for me.
Nadia, what would you like to see on our channel actually?
Well, I know, like, for the short space of time I've been watching, you all touch on, on nature, you all touch on cooking, and I've never seen anything on relationship. And I think because you all are married, like, over 50 years, speaking on relationship, especially to the youths today, it would be, exciting topic to kind of like advise the youths on the do's and don'ts, what they can look for when it comes to a relationship. And I think because you all are married for so long, you all can better advise,
But we have put out things really for people who want to get married, people who are in a relationship.
Yeah.
Louise talks a lot about communication, right, Louise? Compromising,
Consideration.
consideration, that kind of stuff. But what would you be looking for if you had to have a serious relationship?
You're marketing my hair.
Beg your pardon?
I feel like you're marketing my hair. Like you're marketing me now.
No, because you fall into that bracket of a youngster. You know?
Well, I guess somebody who has good qualities in terms of being God-fearing, somebody who's level-headed and has their head on their shoulder in terms of what they want in life. And not just something where, it's just a temporary relationship, but something more committed and serious. And that requires being mentally, how to say it, you need to be mature. You have to be able to know how to not just communicate, but like when situation arise, you have to have the level of maturity where you can now say, well, okay, let me sit down and analyze, and this is how I can approach, and this is how I can fix. So you have to not only know how, but you have to be able to, put that foot forward to deal with it as well as a mature individual.
Okay, so would you say that our young men need to be a little more mature as against our young women?
To a great extent, yes, because a lot of the young men come in a relationship just for their gain, and their gain could either be being intimate, having sex, or for money. I mean, I'm just putting it out as it is.
Right.
So that's being immature. I mean, if you come in a relationship, you have to know what you want, and that's not coming in a relationship. That's just using. That's just getting your fix and leaving. But somebody who wants something committed, this is where they need to say, well, okay, this is what I want, and I am going, and I'm going to be genuine, I'm going to be expressive, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be real, and I'm going to search for that kind of individual. Or somebody who could add and make me better. And, in today's society, we don't see that. We just don't. You hardly do. I'm not saying that all men are bad, but it's just like you hardly see that now. So, it's just kind of confusing when it comes, because somebody could come good and they could have good intentions, but because in your mind you have this, perspective based on probably your experience or what you're seeing in today's society, it just, kind of make that individual fall into the same category or the bad category as the others.
Right.
So,
what do you think about the home life that a lot of young men come from? You think there's that sense of responsibility?
if there's
maturity, from the home?
I wouldn't say everything is based on the home. Some of it has to do with, with society as well. It has to do with you, because there are a lot of, young people, grown men who I know came from good background. But because they, mingle with a certain group of individuals and they don't have that leadership mentality, and they are the follow, the ones who follow and not lead, this is where they would now be, incorporated into that bad mentality, and then they would, become just like the others. So.
You said a while ago, while we were talking, that I came from an era that was different to what it obtains now.
Yes.
What do you think about the era that we came and makes the big difference?
Long ago, the technology wasn't as broad as it is now, because long ago you had to actually go to meet someone. Now you don't need to leave the house. You could go on the social media and you could form a relationship. You don't need to go in a bar, you don't need to go in church, you don't need to go in a club. So because of the technology, one, and secondly because of I don't know, it's just probably society again, not just the technology aspect, but it's like what the others are seeing others do, and they want to be in the in crowd. And it's common now. So because it's common, everybody or most people would say, well, this is what this young people are doing, and I will do it too because I just want to look good. But the traditional men, they would come forward with their morals and standards and what was taught. So it's something that they walk with and not just learn, but they said, I want a wife, like you and your wife, and you're committed to your wife. And you're not afraid to express and talk about your love and share about your love, with your wife. But now it's like the young men embarrassed. They're embarrassed to say that they love somebody, and they're embarrassed to talk about just being open and expressive and, giving that person that recognition. But the traditional men different. They would talk about love and they would show the love. Now, not saying that the traditional men didn't cheat. Of course they did. But yet, even the ones who cheated, they still stood in the relationship. They still were able to take care of the children, and they still stayed in the relationship and in the marriage. But now it's just like you're just passing through, So.
Yeah, I had a question there and I seemed to jump. I was listening to her so intently. Right. Okay, I know the question I was going to ask you. No. Do you believe that because of our young people, that is, the females,
yeah,
because there's a difficulty in finding somebody of worth, do you think they just abandon themselves and say, okay, well, this is what we had to deal with, and we just go along with it?
I think I can speak from the young female perspective. I think they reach a point where they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. So you just had enough. So it's like, okay, I know what this man, what I can expect from this individual, I can expect from this man. So, because they had experiences that was bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they're seeing from the get-go and they look and they see different personality or the same traits like the one before, it's like they put up the stop sign saying, I'm not going forward. You understand? So it's just like it's sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, sick and tired of being sick and tired. I like that. So, Mama Lu, what would you say? What kind of advice would you give to our young women? And maybe I can say something for the young men if I dare.
Well, I would say for young women, you really need to get to know your partner in a real way. We all know that attraction is a very important thing, but it is important to, as a young woman, to know what you expect in a relationship. And I wouldn't say you should tell the person what you expect, because then they can pretend.
Yeah.
But silently observe, their way of thinking and how they personally treat you. How do they treat your family? A lot of people think, I didn't marry your family, I marry you. But family life, if it's important to you, then you will be estranged from your own family. And I don't think that people need to separate themselves from their loved ones because of a relationship. So, these are important things. Family background, how you relate, how the person relates to your family. And anytime it is felt, I'm not marrying your family, it shows that you will be separated. Because everybody would like to visit their mother or their father. A husband wouldn't want to know because he married. I always say, one person can't fit the roles of everybody.
Right.
And if you marry a woman or a man, he cannot replace your father, nor can she replace your mother. So in our hearts, there are chambers for every compartment for everybody. And anytime people feel life is about just two of us, that's a selfish person. So I feel that one can tell where you're going.
So this is where the courtship part's supposed to come in.
That's right.
Because when you're courting, this is where you'll be able to analyze.
That's right.
And say, well, okay, I can sift this person out and say, this is not the one.
That's right.
But like in today's society, we're not courting. Most
No.
people not courting.
No, you're
Because
just
it's like, it's just like, hi, let's go to bed and then bye. Because I got you. So it's not really based on relationship anymore. It's what they can get.
Right. Exactly.
This definitely makes the whole idea of wanting somebody committed difficult, because you already slept with the person. And after that fact, you realize that this is not the one I wanted.
Right.
No, but that's a big bite, huh?
I know it is, but that's reality. That's how it is today.
Yeah.
Courtship is important, but morals have really fallen.
Yeah.
And people before would have a relationship and then take it further. But now it's like you go to the furthest point first, and then you start to say, no.
So you're trying to get back to number 1 point,
You just start again.
but it's a little too late
It's too late.
for your own well-being.
Yeah. So I think that many mistakes have been made already, but people need to sit down for themselves and decide where they want to go and put their life in order.
And be sure to be yourself before marriage.
Yeah.
Because
don't pretend to be somebody
Otherwise
else.
you'll marry a stranger in the long run,
Yeah. So
That's the thing, you know. I really believe for the young men that they really need to become a little more serious. I don't know if, you know, reading was a big thing in our day. We would read different novels,
Right.
serious novels that had a lot of intellect in it. But even nowadays, the way they spell things on TikTok and the way they spell and everything is just contrary now. That is
Everything changed, you know. In
You know,
the
every-
last, I always say, in the last 4 to 5 years is a different generation of children, and every 5 years is a different.
Yeah.
The only thing now for them is to born with a cell phone.
They'll be born with a cell phone.
Yeah, they're very, very different, and family doesn't seem to matter with the younger generation.
Yeah, but then they end up back home, you know.
That's right.
Yes, yeah, they end up back home with unwanted
When things don't work out for
presences.
them, they remember what home was like. But I really like and happy that I came from the old background. And people knew about friendship and relationship, and it's not every friend had to be more than a friend. There was things like platonic relationship, just friends, talk and laugh, and that's as far as it went. But now, from the time people meet each other, it's like conquering.
Yeah.
So for young people, they have to step their standard. And if it is, you find that this person is just after one thing, you know, have to move on, get out of that.
You spoke about God fearing a while ago, and you know and you believe that that is a serious aspect of things. Huh?
Right.
There's respect for God, there will be respect for
For self.
self, right? Well, I mean, I want to get around to preaching here at this point.
No, I mean, this is not directed to any religion in
Right.
specific, but when somebody is God-fearing, from my perspective, this is where they would be able to, yes, respect the self and, you know, others as well, but you would be able to portray a truer self. You'll be able to be more genuine.
That's right.
Because then you will look at it from an area of view, from God's perspective, saying, well, you know, if I tell this person that that's not what God would have for me, or that's not the right thing. So let me just be open and expressive and truthful, you know, from the start. And that's how it is. Yeah.
Well, Mom, thank you very much. Nadia, thank you very much.
You're most
Florrie.
welcome.
Can I just turn this? Can I just turn this? Turn it?
So Florrie, you know Lance from a little boy.
Yes, so we grew up together.
What are you saying there about it?
So he was a handsome guy?
All the time.
Oh, well, he was too fat. Eh?
Until now.
Until now. Nadia, thank you very much again.
You're most welcome.